Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
And welcome everybody. I am Ball Python Love, or BPL, and tonight we have a special guest, and that is BallInHandPythons. And I am going to allow him to introduce himself right now. And if you want to tell everyone if you want to say your name, what you have, just a little bit about yourself so they know who we're talking.
Okay. Well, my name's Dave. Of course, like you said, BallInHandPythons, out of Virginia, near Blacksburg. Sure, most people know of Blacksburg because of things that have happened in the past, but I'm pretty close to there. As far as ball pythons is pretty much all I have. I only mess with them. Got a few other animals I probably might pick up later on when I actually have room to, just as pets. But as far as breeding wise, I only deal with ball pythons. And as far as what I breed, I'm big into dark genes, pieds, exanthics are my biggest thing. So I guess that's my big deal, I guess.
Right on. Welcome, DG. Big Iron Dog's in the house. Welcome, brother. So you said pied and Anthanic? I can't say that, dude. That's like the hardest more for me to say. Exanthic. I can say them all. Yeah. And my wife always has to correct me. She's like, "You're saying it wrong. You're saying it wrong." I'm like, "Yes, I am. Yes, I am."
Yeah. The exanthics. I mean, I just started kind of messing around with it, but it's always been one of my more favorite genes. I like black and white stuff and silvers. I like a lot of babies come out. They come out look silverish when they first come out. I always love that, and then they lose it as they get older. So, good thing about exanthics, they kind of keep that as they age.
So, how many clutches would you say you're producing a year?
Well, not that many considering this past year. I actually just had a girl that just laid about a month ago. It's actually due on Christmas. That'll be my, I guess that'll only be my 8th clutch this year. So not a big producer. Kind of where I'm living right now, I kind of have to keep it kind of small until I get into my own house, but still decent.
Hey, to be honest with you, man, I'm still waiting for my first clutch. Like, don't even, yeah. So, I mean, and that's awesome to have a clutch ready on Christmas, man. That's a great Christmas present right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's day 60 is Christmas Day. I do cut, so it'll be cut before then, but it's just cool to have that's the actual day 60, so it's pretty cool.
Appreciate it, Iron Dog. Oh yeah, thank you, Iron Dog, for sharing this out. And then Jamie Coddle Reptiles Corner. Hope everyone is having a great night. Thank you. You as well. Appreciate everyone joining in. Thank you, Iron Dog, for sharing it out once again. And yeah, dude, I love pied. Pied's great, dude. It makes a lot of things look good, in my opinion.
Yeah. I tend to be. I like my low white pied, but I do like the little change in the pattern and color and everything comes in. I wish some genes kind of had a little more effect with the pied. It didn't override it so much, but they're still pretty cool looking.
Okay. Are you trying to make some like stormtroopers or anything over there?
Or? I probably will eventually get into some exanthic pied stuff. I don't know. I kind of want to hold off a little bit on doing that because honestly, I'm like right now I work with the TSK line, and I know everybody always has this thing, oh, this one line looks better than the other. As far as I think, with TSK and BPL alone, those two are pretty even out, I think. But with pieds, I don't think they look as nice as the MJ line. So eventually, I do want to get some MJ line to actually work into my exanthic pied projects.
Nice. Dude, that's awesome. Do you breed your own rodents, by the way, or do you do? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you do live feedings, right?
Yeah, I do live and frozen thawed. I try to get everybody on frozen thawed that I can, but there's always those few, so I do keep live around. I freeze my own stuff and everything too, so keep from having to buy them all the time.
I breed my own rats. I all of them are live fed. I don't do frozen thawed, to be honest.
It can be a hassle, but it can really help you out at times when you aren't producing enough lives.
Yeah.
I've had that happen a few times, and they've been on frozen thawed has definitely bailed me out.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a few of them in the collection that I know that if I offer them a frozen thawed, they'll take it. But the rest of them, no, they just look at me like it's not moving.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, dude, I'm dangling for you. They're like, nah, it's not good enough. I'm like, damn it.
Not hot enough.
But
yeah, it's usually pretty easy to figure out which ones are going to take frozen thawed. If they'll take them out of your hand, they'll take frozen thawed. There ain't much difference. You get the ones that are really good eaters, and they'll take live ones out of your hands. They'll take anything.
Yeah. Pipeline, what's up? How you doing, brother? Thank you for showing up last night, hanging out, dude. That was kick-ass time. And,
I don't see any of the chat, by the way, so I don't know if anybody's leaving comments. I don't see any of that, so sorry about that.
Iron Dog Reptile says Dave is my Virginia boy.
That's
Pipeline
right.
says hello. DG was in here. I don't know if he's still in here, and Jamie came in.
I don't know if it's the way my phone's set up or what. It doesn't let me see the comments.
Yeah, I got when you're a guest, you have to click on the bottom and it'll open up the comments and all that. But like, they should have it on the side, like if you're the host too, though.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah, I've got something on the side, but it doesn't have anything under it.
Okay, so if you saw where it said chat on private, on top where it says private, click to public.
All right, let's see here. Chat. Okay.
Yeah, it should be, and then you should be able to switch in to the public and see what they're saying in there. Or
yeah. Yeah, I can see it now.
Oh yeah.
Kind of blocks out the whole rest of the screen, I think, because of where it's turned sideways, but stupid phones.
Oh yeah. So how long have you been breeding?
So I started about 7 years ago, and that was when me and my then ex, or now ex, I should say, when we were together, we had started breeding together, and then we did it for a couple years, and then of course, as life happens, we split up, and I ended up moving on, and I ended up getting rid of the collection then. So got rid of that collection, and I was basically off for a couple years. Took a couple years off, and then
Solo, buy solo.
And I guess it was, I don't know. I guess technically I started rebuilding the collection about three and a half years ago or so. So 2020 was my first year breeding again, actually having clutches.
Nice.
So technically I've been back at it for 2 years now. So going on third season this year. But I already had it, I already did it before and kind of already learned the ins and outs of it. Starting it back up this time was a little bit easier, and probably did it a little bit smarter this time too. Learned from all my ex's mistakes.
Really quick, hello solo, bye solo, and then what's up, Justin, from my animal house. But you know, the one thing that I do get from doing the live streams a lot and meeting different people, you know, I get to learn really cool ways and different tricks along the way. Like everyone has a different setup. Everyone has different bedding to whatever it may be. You know, what's up, Keys? Hey, dude, I was hitting you up earlier. I'll tell you after the show. It was just a link issue between me and Ball in Hands, Dave. And I was wondering if the link was bad, so I was going to see if you could jump on and see if it, because I didn't know, because I said it, I don't know, like what, 12 days ago, something like that. So, but yeah, no, I mean, like just picking up tricks and stuff from everybody, and you know, I can't wait to have my first clutch. I hear, you know, you guys all, everyone that I pretty much had on the show has had their first clutch, and dude, Hell yeah, man. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, first one's definitely always exciting. Especially, it don't really matter if you cut or if you wait for the pip. You know, once you see that first baby pop out, you get to see that first baby you produced yourself. It's a different feeling.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. But at the same time, I'm kind of not pushing for my first clutch now. Kind of laid off of it because I only got the one female that's ready anyway. But I was going over because I don't know, kind of weird, but statistically, I don't have enough rats breeding. So if she did give me like a 6 clutch egg or more, like I would kind of be in the negative, and then that's gonna hurt me.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be a problem if you don't have enough, and especially if you don't have anybody around you that you can buy some off of regularly. That's one thing that's really helped me. Even my rat breeding, I did find this season, like I had enough to keep up with all my babies, but I wasn't really producing enough to get to the bigger size I needed to feed a lot of my adults. So I found myself buying a lot of smalls and mediums and stuff to make up for it because all my babies my pups and everything were getting wiped out before they could ever grow.
Yeah.
So that's definitely.
Yeah. How is it? So a lot of people, I can't have them. You said you have ASFs?
I don't personally. We can technically, in Virginia, they're supposed to be illegal, though you can normally get a permit to breed them for yourself. You're not allowed to sell them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I can't even do that.
Yeah, the permit thing, like I've looked into it and everything, and I got a couple of friends who've had it. I haven't bothered with it myself because I've got a couple of friends that do it themselves, so I can usually swap off with them if I need a ASF or a trouble feeder or something. But I usually try to stay off ASFs for the most part, just because I don't want to have mine hooked on, especially with babies. I don't want them hooked on ASFs and then trying to sell them to people like you who may not have access to them at all. So
Yeah.
I like to keep them on rats and mice if I have to.
Oh yeah, what's up, Keys? By the way, thanks for joining again, and T-Balls, welcome. 7 in the house, appreciate all of you. You guys are all awesome. Badass guest tonight. I'm enjoying it. So, yeah, dude, I can't have ASFs in Reno, Nevada, or at least in Nevada, at least I think. I don't get it. I mean, they're invasive, I get it, but then I'm like, wait, we get snow where I fucking live? I don't know. I don't know if they'll last maybe the summer and springtime. If they get early out in the spring and it's nice from there, it might be a little handful for some people. But if they breed a lot, but once winter hits, I don't see them living. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you don't know how to handle it. I mean, you would think if rats and everything else can, they probably could too adjust to it, but you would think it would almost wipe them out if they're not really set up for it. But I mean, they got just much hair on them as any other rodent, so I don't see why they couldn't honestly survive. But I think the excuse they try to give here is, they're invasive, and the way they breed so fast is they would kind of overrun the population. But I don't really see how that's really a valid point either, because there's so many predators that could take them out. I mean, I just don't see that being a problem either. But people making these decisions don't always go off facts.
No, they just they don't. They just fucking go for it. They don't even care what they vote for as long as
Well, the money's in their pocket.
Correct. They're making money. They're good. That's what it comes down to.
That's always say that's how you see those memes on Facebook. How do bills get passed? You see the money getting passed from one hand to another. That's how they get passed.
Yeah. Like. What's up, T-Balls? What's up with that and the duck? No doubt. Yeah. But yeah, dude. So, is there do you mind showing off anything in the collection? Is that cool or?
Oh yeah, I can. I don't know how to they're going to show up on the camera.
But before you do, I do have one rule. I told you there's no rules on the show. Hello, Shelby. Thank you for joining. There is actually one rule.
Okay.
If you're going to get bit and you know you're going to get bit, please get bit on camera, and I will do the same.
Well, I'd say I don't think I have many problem. I have like one baby that's a biter, but
that's the only one rule. I follow the rule too.
okay. I might have to set up my light because you can tell my lighting in here is not too bad, not too good. So you might have to. It might not look too good with the snakes on the screen, but I'll get something out.
Listen to predators, they could just take them out easily. ASFs put up no effort or fight, kind of how rats do on a bad hit. Yeah.
See if I can set my light up real quick. Probably should have done this beforehand, but anything particular you'd like to see or gene wise?
Anything you want to show, to be honest. Not looking for anything certain. I mean, unless you got like a sunset pied that just came out, or some, a monsoon over there,
No, I don't have anything crazy here. I think most of the stuff I have is fairly normal. Even with my pieds, I'm not doing anything like majorly crazy or anything like that. I really don't like this light. It don't work very well.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to.
If you guys haven't already, though, please smack that like button and share the shit out, please. Thank you. We just want to see some snakes.
All right, so I'm gonna see what I can get at.
Okay, and then when you come back, I'll put you on the solo screen, so you'll have actually the whole screen. Everyone will get to see it better. Here, I'm going to put you on solo actually now, just in case the one comes flying out.
I don't think any of these will. I think everything is same. Might show off a couple of babies I produced this year first, at least. So here's one of the babies I produced this year. This is a female. She's pretty. You're talking about monsoons. She's got that very monsoonish look, but she's definitely not. First, like I said, the lighting in here still sucks. This is black pewter leopard spot nose. Yeah, you nice. She came out really silver and black, so she was really cool looking. She's starting to brown out a little bit now. She's pretty cool looking with her patterns and everything. She's got all kinds of different, like almost looks like paradoxing that comes in and out of her pattern. It washes out and then comes back in.
That's gorgeous, though.
Wild looking.
Female, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, she's female. I would have liked, personally, I probably would have preferred a male in this case, but they'll use a little bit sooner, but I'm definitely not complaining regardless.
Now, bringing that up, do you pop or do you probe?
I mainly pop. I've gotten pretty good at it over the years. So I do have a probe kit, but I very rarely use it. Even with adults.
I don't feel bad.
Yeah. I mean, even with adults, like, a lot of people will pop and then use probes with adults, but even with adults, I've gotten pretty good at popping them right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's 5 female. Like I said, she's a this year female, but she's a really good eater. I think she's already up over 300 grams. So she's only a few months old. But she's coming along good. That was from I had a weird split clutch on that one, but.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's her. I mean, as I said, I hate the lighting in here. I wish she looks much better than I can show off on the screen, but.
Still gorgeous.
Oh, yeah. It'll be interesting to see how she ages, see how much of it, like, kind of pops out on her afterwards. She's got a cool looking tail.
Oh, yeah.
That's one thing of me, like, I've got a few recessives I'm working with, but I've been trying to mainly stick with a lot of snakes without recessives. I think so many people these days are so hell bent on getting recessive into everything that, like, even with me, half the time I'm trying to find stuff that I can breed, and add to my collection that don't already have a recessive in it. It's almost impossible these days because everybody wants to put one recessive or another. It ain't that big of a problem other than it raises up the price, and halftime I don't want to pay price for a recessive I'm not going to use. So, there's one of my babies. I get.
Oh yeah.
The other one got. I think I ended up with about 11 holdbacks this year altogether. I was kind of picky on what I wanted to keep. This boy is almost the same, except so these two came from the same daddy, different moms. So this one is a black pewter GHI spot nose. So just take out the leopard and add GHI. But he's got pretty close to the same coloring, but he's got that GHI spot nose dorsal. It's one combo. I'm finding that, or actually, yeah, one combo. Those two genes seem to work really good with each other. You got GHI and spot nose together. It's like a must, I think, because between the both of them, they really light up the dorsal. I've got one female I'll show you later on. She's probably one of my favorites, but her pattern is technically what I wanted to make out of this male. This one is a male. And I was hoping to make another male, but I wanted a male like the female that I've already got, which is she's a black pastel GHI spot nose, so without the pastel. One thing about liking all my dark genes is I'm trying to get pastel out of all of them.
Okay.
But he's got some pretty cool patterns on him and stuff. Of course, with the GHI, it always gets that kind of pixelated pattern. GHI is something I work pretty heavy with in the dark genes.
Gotta have it.
Oh yeah, gotta have it. I've actually got I've got one GHI Mojave female that came from the original line from Matt Lehrer. I picked her up a couple years ago. She just bred for me this past season, but she came from the original line. You can definitely tell the difference, like between stuff that came from him that originally produced the GHI line compared to some of the GHIs that have been out and about. There's a little bit different look to them.
Oh yeah.
But she made some interesting babies for me. But I like the tail on this dude. He's really light through his whole body, and then his tail's like really dark colors. Of course, you don't want to cooperate and show. And he's got really cool eye stripes. So I'm trying to get used to this camera angle thing.
It's kind of off, yeah. Every time you go the way you think, it's always opposite.
Yep. So he's pretty cool. Like I said, don't look quite as good on the camera as he does in real life. But if anybody's seen pictures of this boy on my Instagram, he's pretty nice. So that was another one I produced this year.
Oh yeah.
He's pretty nice. I'll show you the female now that I wanted to produce him. Show you without the pewter, without the scale. She'll probably hiss at me, but she's pretty friendly regardless of that point. She's a little bit bigger. She's only about a year old, but she's already about 800 grams.
Oh yeah.
You can see this dorsal on this one. So this one's black pastel GHI spot nose. And even at almost 1,000 or 900 grams, her dorsal stripe is still bright as can be, even though her sides have started to fade out. You got a little bit of stuck shed on her too. I was trying to produce a male like this without the pastel, but I went ahead and held back that other male for now.
There you go from Kurtwood75. He says Dave makes some amazing bells.
What's up, Kirk?
How you doing tonight, Kurt? Hopefully works good, brother.
Yeah. This girl was produced last year. She was a 2020 baby, but She's probably my favorite from last year. She don't like me too much, but she likes to hiss at me. Her colors are real pretty. I've definitely showed her off a lot on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
I just love her dorsal stripe. That dorsal really is that bright.
It's okay for now.
She's actually being kind of friendly tonight. Usually she hisses at me the whole time I have her out.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean that's. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe she's like, shit, I'm on live stream right now. I can't do this.
I got to show off. That's what I really like about the GHI and spot nose. It's just what it does with the dorsal stripe. I'm definitely trying to add it into more combos and see what it'll do. I want to get blackhead into this.
What's up, Area 51? Oh yeah.
Darken it up. So yeah, like I said, I'm mostly in the dark jeans, but I've got a couple.
So you like any of the like cinnamon, super cinnamon?
Yeah, I mean, I've got cinnamon in my collection. I like the super cinnamon stuff. I'd like to produce some stuff for that, but of course, always afraid of the kinking.
Yeah,
it would be pretty cool to get one in my collection, though. Of course, one thing I really want to get in my collection is one of the 8 balls, the black pastel cinnamon, for obvious reasons. My name, the BallInHandPythons. It's I came up with my whole name. A friend of mine actually came up with my name, but it's all I'm a pool player, so it was something that kind of got added in there. So, of course, an 8 ball is something I feel like I have to have in my collection eventually to fit my name. So I'll probably try for one eventually, or maybe just buy one if somebody produces one that doesn't have any problems. But I don't really have it in any of my plans right now. Like I said, my collection is kind of small, so I'm trying to just work on a few projects now instead of just making random stuff. I'm really trying to advance some of the projects I'm trying to do.
Oh yeah, that's badass, bro.
But I was talking about earlier too, like everybody else is into adding a lot of recessives. I'm actually trying to stay away from recessives on a lot of my stuff and just try to make some really cool snakes with just doms and codoms.
Oh yeah.
I find they tend to sell a lot quicker too. Everybody wants to make us $1,000 snakes, but not everybody wants to hold on to them for as long as they have to before they can sell.
Correct. Oh yeah. You want to show off one of your big girls pied, something like that?
Yeah, I think I might have one. I have 2 of my pied girls are in shed right now. I've several. Got a lot of hit pied stuff. I've kind of gotten into collecting hit pied with ringers.
I'm not big into. Cara says I'm not big into the recessive stuff either. Thought I was the only one.
Nah, I mean, I have no problem with the recessive stuff. It's just, like I said, I've found it's. I mean, a lot of people don't like.
Yeah, I think she's talking about like what you said, like adding it in to everything. Like,
Yeah. She ain't a big girl, but so this girl came from actually somebody local to me. Technically, they told me she was supposed to be just a pied, but she's so brightly colored. I think he said it was the pairing was a pastel pied to a het pied. I don't really think this one.
You can still get a pastel pied out of it.
She looks fire to me, but he didn't say anything about that being in the pairing, so I don't know if it is or not. I'll have to prove it out. But I've produced some fire pieds, and with her high whites and how bright she is, that's what she reminds me of. She don't look pastel. I said normally I'm big on low white pieds, but
okay.
But yeah, I like dark jeans too. That's something I am trying to work mostly with in my pods. But
Oh yeah.
anytime I come across a good deal like I did with this girl, I have no problem jumping on it, especially with female pods. You can never have enough of them. I don't really care what genes they got in them. I can add in the genes I want with the males. This girl's got some really bright yellow, but it doesn't show up as good here. Trying to see.
Did you? Kurtwood says, "Well, this didn't last long. This job. Talk to you later, Dave. Later, Dave. Let me know when you could ship a breeder-ready bell. LOL. Just kidding. See, just nice seeing you on the tube."
Yeah, afraid I've only got one almost breeder-ready bell now, and she's not going anywhere. So she's another one I've got to figure out what she is, because she's a really big girl. She's actually a 2020 baby too, but she's already sitting at like I want to say last time I weighed her, she was almost like 1,500 grams. She's not even 2 years old yet. But I can show her off. She's got a lot of genes that could be mixed in with her, and I have no clue if they are, because with the bell thing, never really can tell. I know she has something because she don't have the. I don't know if you've dealt a lot with bells, but when you blacklight them, usually a Mojave Lesser bell, when you blacklight them, they've got a dorsal stripe that you can see under the blacklight. When they got other genes added into them, a lot of times they tend to lose that dorsal stripe.
Kurt says that boy I won from you is going to be a stud.
Oh yeah, yeah, he did. He got a bell. He actually had my one of my spin to wins. He won a bell male from me from this same clutch actually.
I got a super Mojave.
Okay. Yeah, I've done mostly Mojave Lessers in all my bells so far.
I only have the one. She's a female, but just the one.
Yeah, that's what this girl is. You can tell this girl's a 2020 baby, and like I said, she's already probably over 1,500 grams. So she won't be long before she goes. She'll definitely be next year, I would say. Maybe late this year.
What's up, construction worker? Timothy, welcome, welcome. Thank you. Didn't mean to steal that.
There you go. But this girl could also have, she could be pastel or super pastel. She could be pinstripe or fire. Because I think the pairing for this one was a lesser pastel to a Mojave Dragonfly, I believe it was. So there could be all kinds of other genes in this girl. I just won't know until I breed her.
Oh yeah. I mean, you could always breed her toward normal.
Yeah, I guess I could. I just don't want to.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I get it, but I mean, like that's. And here's the thing, though. Like, you know, let's just say there's like 2 genes or 1 extra gene in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
The odds of you hitting all 3 were not without the bell. Like, I mean, it might take 2 pairings. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Am I saying that right? 2 seasons.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess like I've had cases where I've done that before, and you know, I bred males that had genes I didn't know about, and I bred them to normal females. But like with this one, I was really trying to figure out what that male had, so I could figure out what I wanted to do with them. In a case like this, I mean, it's not that important to find out all the genes. I can figure it out once I breed her to something. I am going to try to breed her to maybe a male that ain't got a whole lot of genes, so it'll be easier to identify. But the only normal male I even have is one that it was actually the first ball python I ever bought. He's bought him when he was 6 weeks old. He's about 16 years old now. So I've had him for a long time. He's still here in my collection, but he's just a pet.
Oh yeah.
The girl's pretty chill there.
I love it. Yeah, dude, the bells are amazing. I fucking love them.
Yeah, I've got another one I held back this year, actually 2. So pairing I did this year was a Mojave GHI to a lesser GHI. And I do think I actually hit the super GHI bales. But I did hit so I hit a female that I believe is a GHI bale. Then I hit 2 males that are, I think, both super GHI bales.
Okay.
Obviously, they got to be proved out, so that's a bit of a problem. But just looking at the comparison, the super GHI bales, they came out looking pretty much almost like a purple snake. So I'm pretty sure that that's the case with them.
Yes, I could drop his link for you right now. Once I get it.
Says Bill Girl. So I would show you I would actually try to show you the super GHI bale males, but they're both in shed right now and look like crap. I think if anybody's been watching my Instagram page, one of them actually is having this weird coloring issue I've never seen in a ball python or a bale before. Kind of getting this like speckling orange look all over it. Almost looks like a skin rash or something, but not sure what's going on there. A lot of people who seen my post said that it just looks like something they've had before and it's cleared up after shed. So I'm waiting to see after he sheds to see if he still looks that way. Put this girl up. Probably get out some of the big girls. I'm pretty heavy in the GHI stuff. I've got 2 regular GHI females. I've got that 1 GHI Mojave big female. I'll show you the one from back. So this is actually my girl that produced the super GHI bales. But this is the female that came from the guy that originally found GHI, Matt Lear. I think I say his name right, I ain't sure. She has a lot of different colors to her. And she's been really weird. Like I've got another GHI Mojave I can show you, the one I produced. She's almost jet black. This one's got a lot more pattern, but she changes color like crazy. Like she'll go from these kind of dark browns like she is now, but she'll almost go to like a grayish blue at times. And it's not when she's going in the shed either. Like she almost changes colors like a chameleon. It's really weird. So I don't know what's going on there, but when she went in to get ready to wear it,
though.
Yeah, she's really pretty. Like I said, she's different looking, and it may be because she comes from the original line. I don't know if that has something to do with it, but a lot of times it can. This one hasn't been watered down quite as much as some of the GHIs you might find out there. But yeah, I like this girl. She was the first time female last year and gave me 8 eggs, so can't beat that. As I said, she's not a huge female. I've got some really big females. She's sitting at about 1,600-1,700 grams now, maybe a little bit bigger.
You're welcome. I dropped your link. Everyone's subscribing to you.
Okay. Yes, I don't have any YouTube or anything. I tried it for about 2 videos and then realized that it was just more work than I really wanted to do by myself. I don't have a camera.
Well, you got your phone. I use my phone for filming. All I do is live feedings though, and then live streams.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I was trying to edit my videos, like I was trying to do videos and edit them out, and everything, do it the whole 9 yards, and I just come to find out without having a cameraman, especially, that was kind of hard. But then trying to edit everything yourself and then keeping up with working full time plus dealing with all the snakes, it just got to be too much. And doing YouTube videos just wasn't that important to me. Like I said, I'm kind of an introvert anyway, so trying to keep myself talking on my own videos tend to be a problem.
And then Key says, I don't edit them myself. What's up, Buzz? Long time, brother. What's up, Mac?
This girl's trying to take my arm off. So seen that girl. I'll show you the one I produced so I can get this one off of me.
All right. Put you back on solo in a minute. What's up, Buzz? So good times, man. How have you been? Mac, I'm smurfing you now. Bam, smurfed.
I think everybody seen the picture of this one earlier, but this is the girl I produced. But she's, you can see she's patternless, but she has almost a full dorsal stripe. She was really pretty when she first came out. Got one little break. Yep, I forgot the cameras here. Got that one little break in her dorsal stripe there, and that's it.
Damn.
So, I mean, she's like literally solid black. She almost looks like she'd maybe have another gene in with her, being she has no pattern whatsoever. She's put on some pretty good size. Like I said, she's a 2020 baby, and she's already sitting about 900 grams. And for anybody might question, I don't power feed. I feed once a week. I don't have many that are problem eaters. So some people might say it contributes to how I raise my rats because I go a little bit extra on the food that I give them. A lot of people just feed dog food and just leave it at that. But most of my rats, I feed them seeds and everything during the week, and then I also feed them vegetables during the week and other leftover stuff. So my rats get pretty big and healthy. I think it goes to the snakes pretty well.
I give my rats treats once or twice a week. It'll be random. It could be pasta to strawberries to broccoli to, they like eggshells, eggs.
Chicken bones. They love them.
But their main diet is Missouri. That's what I got them on. But
yeah, I did the Missouri for a while. It's kind of hard to get where I'm at. Even the Tractor Supply, like I would get it from them.
See, so I just started breeding my rats probably. I want to say and someone correct me, Iron Dog, if you're near my animal house. I think like 6 months ago, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And from then, I started with one colony. Now I have 5. I feel like I'm going in the right direction, but it's just with 14 ball pythons and only 3 females per, tub with 1 male, and only have 5. Like, man, I feel like I came a long way with breeding them, but it's still not enough. It's never enough.
Yeah.
Like,
it's really hard if you're trying to build up your colonies yourself. It can be really hard too because it takes so long to get the females up to size. I mean, most time you're having to wait at least 3-4 months to raise females up before you can even breed them.
Yeah.
So it can be really hard that way if you don't have a way just to buy adult females or close to adult females.
They're expensive here though. So what are you spending at the store for like a small rat? Did I lose you? Yo, did I lose you?
Everything froze up.
You there?
Yeah. Sorry, everything froze up there for about a minute right when you started talking.
How much do you pay for a small rat there?
Well, if I go to one of the local pet stores here to me, it would be about he charged about $5 or $6 a rat.
Damn, dude, I'm spending $12 to $14 a small.
Oh wow, yeah, that would get a little ridiculous. Like I think just the $6 to $7 to me is a little ridiculous. I've gotten lucky enough. I got a couple.
I'd be so stoked to pay $7 a rat. double down.
Right. Well, so that's the thing. Like I've gotten lucky. A couple people I'm friends with now that are other breeders, they've gotten into breeding rats, and most of them I'm paying $2 or $3 for a small. And that's what I sell mine for when I have extras too. So I don't really try to sell them more than that. Like around here, I can drive to another pet store that's about 30, 40 minutes away from me, and they sell their small rats for about $4 a piece. So that's pretty good. But of course, it all depends. I know a lot of places, it depends on where you live and the cost of living. You know, like some people prices, like I've seen prices of people in California. I'm not sure where you're out of, but
Reno, Nevada.
oh yeah, that's right. You said that. Sorry. But like I've seen the prices of stuff in California for the same thing it is here in Virginia. It's quite a bit of difference. But then of course people out there tend to make more money in their jobs than we do too. But it all kind of equals out. It seems like most of the time. So I couldn't live in California because I've seen the cost of just apartments and stuff like out there, and what people pay for an apartment out there. I can pretty much pay for a full house here.
I'm spending $19.38 for a 2-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that. Not unless you're making about $40 an hour.
Even then, a lot of jobs over here, like seriously, even in most warehouses, 20, 23 bucks minimum. Like that's, or maximum. That's all you're gonna get.
Oh wow.
And then you get your raises as you work through, your time with them. But
yeah,
to get something 40 plus, dude, you better know a trade.
that seems kind of weird because like here, I mean, most of the warehouse jobs here and everything, I mean, you can get or easily $15, $17, $18 an hour here, and even with the low cost of living we have. So
I think minimum wage here is like $9. So
yeah, I think it's been $7 here or $7.50 here for a while. It might have changed here recently with all the laws they've been trying to change and everything. But I don't know how much it's gone up. I haven't paid much attention to it.
yeah, everything. I don't know. Everything's going up in price, man. It's getting stupid.
Yeah,
yes,
it definitely.
You're in Virginia, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Mac. He is in Virginia. Question from the chat.
That's okay.
So.
There's girls trying to choke me out.
Like, it's crazy though, because we got a lot of people moving in from California to Nevada now because of prices over there. That, dude, the market of houses have just increased. I mean, brand new houses now, minimum's like 489,000. I was like, damn. And people are spending like 600,000 on a house that's not even fully done. I'm like, right on. Like, fuck. Like, what the hell do you do? Win the lottery or something?
Yeah, that's the problem we've had here. Like, there's been a lot of, I mean, with the housing boom and everything, like everybody's trying to buy houses and everything. You see a lot of them going up for sale. But the problem is, like, people are offering way more than what the houses are worth, I guess, because of interest rates and everything. But so, I mean, even if you're trying to buy a house, like I'm getting ready to look into buying one myself. But like the offers that people are making, I mean, they're offering way more than what the house is even worth. So it makes it almost hard to really buy something that you really need, or the size you need.
Yeah.
Especially if you're on a budget.
Yeah. It's tough. And then not only that, I mean, they don't help when a lot of people, like, you got casinos 24/7. So people are drinking all the time, gambling their money away. I'm like, damn. Like, I don't gamble. I bet on sports, but I don't gamble. No slot machines, none of that. Fuck that.
Yeah, we don't have, I mean, we kind of have some gambling here, but we don't have any casinos or anything like that. The biggest thing that started here for a while was all those gaming machines they put up in the bars and stuff. But even recently, they had some kind of weird deal with the government where they were allowed to do it for so long, and then they weren't able to, I guess, work it in later on, so it got shut down. So now you got all these bars that spend all this money to put all these gaming machines in their bars. Now they can't even use them.
Damn. I don't do live in a good place at all. I think I missed some of that house 3 blocks from me just sold for 1.2 mil, just because it's a new build. See, the shit like that's fucking crazy. Like, fuck, man.
Yeah,
That's a lot of money.
yeah. And I mean, halftime, like with the whole way the whole credit system's set up, halftime you can't even get approved for that much. So, I mean, even if you want to buy a house and you may have decent credit, you still can't even get approval for enough to buy what some of these houses are going for. And like I said, most time they're not even worth what they're going for.
Yep.
Of course, reading about something that had to do with the whole housing thing, they said another problem they're having now is you're finding a lot of these big enterprise companies are going in and actually buying all these houses from auctions and everything, and then renting them back out, because they have the setup to where they can handle a whole shit ton of houses. So they buy all these houses, go to all these auctions, buy these houses normally normal people like us would be buying because we could afford them. Well, they go buy them for this really cheap price, and then they're renting them out for ridiculous prices. So you get into a point like even if you want to buy a house, you can't find one to buy because these corporations are buying them out.
So there's a guy that bought a lot of property in, I believe it's Colorado. I don't remember his name, but it hit the news here locally a few years ago that he was going to start buying property here in Reno. And he actually, like I said, my rent's $19.38 a month. Understand though, where Reno has a lot of, in Vegas, hotels and all that, slumlords, stuff like that. So this guy pretty much bought all those places out, and he tore a good majority of them down and turning nothing into, they all became parking lots. And he was like, oh, we're going to build something. Nothing ever got built. I was like, damn, just parking lot.
Is it one of those deals where they're charging for the parking there or something, or making money off of that?
No, you park there. That's what I don't understand. I'm like, so you just he tore everything down. Which, I mean, he's trying to get clean up Reno a little bit. I get it, but because downtown is horrible. But still, just to make it a free parking lot, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah, it seems like there had to be something there. I mean, I couldn't see spending that much money not making something off of it unless he's just thinking the value of the just land property alone is going to go up.
Oh yeah, so he's selling everything in double because he destroyed everything. So everything's so if anyone does ever buy it, build whatever the hell you want, but it's a pretty penny to buy it.
I guess that makes sense. You got a decent spot, I guess. Take out the bad building, and I guess it probably increases the value by getting rid of those, like you said, slumlords and stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Shit has changed, especially over this bullshit with COVID, whatever you want to call it. Everything's really fucking changed since then. It's never been the same for anyone. I know that for a fact. Everything's just so much. It's not how it used to be. I don't feel being myself, I guess, anymore. It's there's guidelines and restrictions, and if not, people get shot and stabbed. And I'm like, dude, this is, I don't know. It gets stupid.
You can't even voice your opinion on anything without getting shot these days, it seems like.
Yep, that's true. Because if you say something someone doesn't like, it's okay for them to shoot you because no one. See, that's what I don't know. I'm not saying for the newer generation, but I was born in the 80s. Maybe not super early in the 80s, but at least when shit went down, all we had was our fucking fist. That was it. No one shot each other. Damn, I ain't trying to die. Don't stab me. Damn. What the fuck's going on?
Hey, settle your problems like that and just be done with it and move on.
Yep, that's how it was. Then everything got changed.
Yeah, kids are brought up a little soft these days. I think I just made the comment last night on somebody's thing about there I was watching one of my buddies' podcasts, and I made that comment. It's like too many people are used to not getting punched in the nose anymore. That's the problem with these days.
There used to be a big truck. Are you talking about the dude that had the shark in his little like pond in Carson? Like he had like this. I can't remember the shark, but dude, it was like about 3 feet long, and that thing was badass because you were allowed to look over into it, and I don't know, but yeah, that dude had spiders. I can't remember the name of the store. I know it's off of this. If I drove to Carson, I know where it's located, but I don't remember the name of it. But not to interrupt you, sorry. I saw that and but yeah, man. So back to the interview, not all getting everyone riled up in the chat, hopefully. Is there anything that you don't have in the collection that you do want to add? Lady on the shop across from the cemetery. Yes.
I don't know. I mean, there's certain genes I wouldn't mind working with and everything. I think right now I've pretty much got most of the stuff I want. To just getting the other genes added in with it. Like I said, I got my Xanthic stuff. I'm trying to build that up, but I'm still working in some of my genes on that one. I guess with the Xanthics, most people are usually trying to get all the bright genes into it. That's another one I'm trying to stick to my dark genes on that. So I'm trying to go a different route with that too. I just recently acquired some stuff that'll kind of speed me up on that process. Picked up a black pewter Xanthic from Ectothermic Dungeons. Nice. And I also picked up it's just a pastel Xanthic, but it's from the Graziani Dark Phase line. I don't know if you've heard about that or seen it or anything. Yet. But it's with TSK line, they have two different phases. You got your light phase and you got your dark phase. With the Graziani line, they got the dark phase. Basically what happens when you breed them, they as they get older and they keep shedding, instead of getting lighter and brighter, they go darker. So all their colors start getting like really dark and black, almost turning black in some of them. So I bought that from them just to kind of have an extra breeder, but it sounded like, being I'm in all my dark genes anyways, it sounded like something that might be fun to work with. I haven't seen a whole lot of them out there, so it's kind of hard to compare. You can look up videos on, I think he has a video on YouTube where it shows you the difference between the two. But yeah, it's not a whole lot of them out there yet. It'll be kind of fun to work with and just see what comes out. I've got him. I've actually got that male breeding to a spider yellow belly, that female that's head Xanthic this year. So might make some bumble bellies with that dark phase and see what it does.
Oh yeah,
it's one of those things like it's not something you can control. It's so when you breed them, it can you.
Oh, you're never guaranteed anything. I mean, well, to an extent. I mean, if you do clown to clown, that yes, you're going to end up with clowns. Yes, but if you do a co-dom and a dom to another co-dom and dom, you're not guaranteed to hit everything. Guaranteed to pass over.
Yeah, and see with this one, it adds to that even more, because you could either get your regular light phase or you can get dark phase. And it seems like the dark phase doesn't hit as often. So you never know when you're going to get it. And it's another one of those things that seems like you have to hold on to them longer to see as they shed, to see if they're actually going to be a dark phase or not. You can't, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about it yet. I've been trying to research it, but there's not a whole lot of out there on it. But it seems like you almost have to hold on to them longer just to see, because when they first come out, you can't tell if they're going to be a light phase or dark phase. You kind of have to watch it as they're getting older, and as they're shedding, they'll get darker and darker, and that's how you tell.
Okay. Sweet.
Like I said, it's so hard to find because, like I said, there's literally hardly anybody out there that's got any of it. There's really nothing to compare or really take notes on.
So is there anything you want to add into your collection that is not a ball python?
There's a few I would like to have that just for pets. I don't think I'd really breed them or anything. One of my favorite snakes all time is emerald tree boa. I've actually got it tattooed on my arm too. But I like to have one of them as a pet. I do want to make. I want one of the Mexican black king snakes. I just think they're really cool. Like I said, I like my black and white stuff, so solid black snake's pretty cool. Would like to have some kind of like really nice carpet python, but all just pets. I don't really think I plan on breeding anything else other than ball pythons.
I mean, I feel the same besides the rodents. I would like to get, the wife said I can, once we move out of here, I get a water monitor, the Asian water monitor, and I am pushing for that. That's something I've always really, truly wanted. So that'll be dope. That's something that's going to be, I mean, it's ball python love, you know, ball in hand pythons. Like, that's going to be just separate for, you know, that's, it's going to be different from the ball pythons, but it's
be a showroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way mine is. Like, I don't really see myself breeding any of them. I mean, most of them, there's not a whole lot of different breed, you know, I guess mutations or anything you can really breed anyways. But it'd just be cool to have them.
Oh yeah, I don't. I mean, no. I don't want to breed monitors. Like Iron Dog was talking about this, I believe, yesterday. Like the whole time with the incubator, like that's true. Like 200 plus, 260 days, something like that. Like that's just fucking crazy. Like, could you imagine? Like people stress over the just ball python like clutches. Like, could you imagine even like 5-6 times the weight? Like, fuck. Like,
yeah, I'm not patient enough for that.
Nope. But I mean, that's something that I would like to add that's different to the collection. I mean, there's other things. I mean, I like a false water. Wife told me no. Hog nose, but she said yes to that because she likes how tiny they are and cute. There's a few. I mean, like, I want to get into hots, and I've stopped drinking beer and everything, but she still won't let me, so that's a no. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've passed around with a lot of hots. I don't think I'd really want any of them as a pet. I had to deal with them all the time, but I mean, I've dealt with a lot of wrangling of hots around here. People getting them in their houses and stuff and go take them out for them. But that's about that's about the only thing I really need as far as messing with them. Go herping and stuff and find them that way. But I don't really have any desire to keep them in my house.
Okay. But I mean, come on, it's known to the false water cobra. Like, really? Like, come on, it's rear fanged.
Yeah. And usually a nastier attitude than the actual hots.
But I mean, it'd be fun to to hold, and I might get bit 1,000 times. It's all good though. We'll work it out through the days. It'll work out.
Right. Well, it's like a hog nose. I mean, hog noses too, but most time it ain't gonna eat. Even if you do get bit, it ain't gonna do nothing to you unless you're allergic to the venom, anyways.
Yeah. It's what equivalent to a bee sting, something like that.
More
with venom wise. Yeah. No, it can't be that bad. I mean, unless you're allergic, then I get it.
Yeah.
Like,
be nice if you can figure out if you're allergic before you get the animal. I don't know if they have a test for running that like they do with regular allergies.
They have a super fast metabolism. Construction workers like, no false water, no. I want one, dude. Like, that'd be fun as shit. Like, in my opinion, because I don't mind. Like, there's only one in my collection that bites me until I pull him out, and the other one will only go for me when I can't even have like the rat in the room. Like, I gotta like pre-plan everything, because the moment she smells it, she's hard to get on camera sometimes, and that's Fauna. She like comes out of her tub and comes for me. I'm like, you little bitch, like, you can't be going for me. I ain't the food. I'm trying to film you. But
Yeah, I have a couple that like to jump out, but that's usually on feeding day. Like this, I think they've gotten used to where I feed. Plus, the frozen thawed, I tend to let them thaw out in the snake room. So I think they get that sense. So when I do go around to start feeding them, I got a couple that like to jump out at me. I've gotten pretty used to them. I had one that actually got me. She wasn't even one that usually jumps out, but she decided to jump out a week or two ago and got my hand. But with ball pythons, it's even with the big adults, they don't really do a whole lot of damage.
No. I mean,
it'll be a little bit different if I get that emerald tree boa. I'm not really interested in taking a bite from that.
That would hurt. That would hurt. That would be something to see on camera. MKR Reptiles, welcome, brother.
Yeah, I think if I get one of those, most people say with them, I've seen some that have been really tame, but most of the time they tend to be ones that are just for viewing pleasures. And if I get one, it'll probably be that case because I really don't want to get bit.
Oh yeah. So actually, MKR just says if y'all don't have ball in hand swag, get some great snakes, great shirts too, and that they can find that on your IG as well, right?
Yeah, I've got links on Instagram to Store Frontier and Wharf Market and all that good stuff.
Nice.
Anybody follows me on Instagram, they know I'm constantly playing with my designs. So I've got so many different designs, it's crazy. I get bored, make new stickers and sticker designs and everything. I've gone through so many different sticker designs, it's crazy.
Okay.
I do the sticker swap, so anybody ever wants to swap, they can contact me. I'm not one of those people and be like, oh, I'm not going to send you stickers unless you buy from me. And not that type. I'll send them to anybody. Even if you don't have stickers to swap, I'll send them out to people. So if you want some, just contact me. I'll send them out.
Oh, yeah?
I just call it free advertising. Well, sort of free.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm just, yeah, no, that's fucking awesome. Send me some, construction worker says. Oh, yeah.
I keep up with his chat, but I keep having to give him back and forth. Yeah, anybody wants stickers, just contact me on Instagram. Send me your address. I'll send some out to you. I've got an incubator that's probably got like somewhere over 200 some stickers on it now. I've almost filled up 3 sides of an incubator, like a big, tall freezer type incubator that I got from a store. It's almost completely filled with stickers on 3 sides. So I've done a lot of swaps over the past 2 years.
I see people reading my car stickers all the time. Oh, yeah. I was reading comments. But yeah, dude, that's badass, man. I'm still not satisfied with this newest one. I'll still have it I don't know. I want to change something up with it. I'm not satisfied with how it came out.
Mm-hmm. The design itself.
Well, I mean, it's similar to this one right there.
Okay.
It's with my bell in the middle. I'll send you a picture of it on IG and you tell me your opinion about it.
Okay.
So yeah, dude. So we went over the rats. We went over the snakes. Is there anything that we haven't asked you that you would like to tell us?
I don't know. I can't really think of anything right off the bat.
Oh yeah. Do you have stickers available like right now? Like one you could show off, I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Like I say, anybody that's gotten stickers from me, they know I've got several different designs. I used to send several out, but of course my xanthic stuff. So that's my xanthic design. Of course with the lightning pieds. I know technically the lightning pieds are the MJ line. Everybody likes to call all of them lightnings, but the true lightning pieds are the MJ line, which I do plan on getting into eventually. So, but I always like that design. Most of these designs I've created myself. Even my logo, I drew it myself and then gave it to a local friend of mine that's a graphic designer. They cleaned it up for me, added color to it and everything because I just did a pencil drawing of it. But I go through and mess around with all these designs all the time. Try to make them.
Question from construction worker: are you on Morph Market?
Yeah, I'm on Morph Market. Under BallInHandPythons as well. I said links on my Instagram if you want to. There's another design. That's my panda pied.
Has anyone seen HMP today? Does anyone know where he is? I need a big I told BPL I was wrong and BPL was right. I need to hear that, please.
There's my other design. That's just the American flag design that you had on your thing.
Thumbnail. Oh yeah, dude, that's badass. All of them are. I only have one. And I don't even have any more. I got a few that I got to mail out Monday, and I repackaged more. And then I got to make a fucking new one here soon. But
I had this one cup that I take to work with me, and it's had, I think I've had, I don't know, I probably had 10 different sticker designs so far, maybe more. Some of them I've made and tried them out and didn't like them. Some of them I just didn't order a whole lot of them. So once I kind of sent them out, of course, anybody, I think last year I did a sticker set with all the holiday designs that I have, because I had I made up stickers for St. Patty's Day, so St. Patty's, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Halloween. I don't know how to forget Halloween. That's my favorite. But I did a whole holiday sticker design. I actually did a giveaway last year where I gave away sets of those. I only had like 10 sets of them made though, so, or 25 sets of them made, something like that.
Okay. I guess right now, construction worker says I'm about to go buy one of your snakes during this live.
Well, anybody is looking at, if you go look at the Morph Market, I actually have my Black Friday sales up right now. So anything that is on my Morph Market up till midnight on Monday, everything's 30% off. So I don't have a whole lot of stuff on there. I've sold most of my stuff this year. There's still a few good things up there, especially anybody that wants to get into exanthic pieds. I've got a male and female pair on there. I can make you a good deal on them if you're interested in them. Like I said, that's it. TFK line.
I'm focused on the rat breeding. That's why I'm like, I haven't once again had the first clutch. Like, I'm not really trying to pair. It'd be awesome though. I really need to get the rats going more, because I'm right now at this cusp with the rats where I'm having just the right amount of food, but it's not getting me any more.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I've been lately. I've been kind of breaking even right now. I'm trying to. I've actually just recently added another rack to my rat room, and actually adding another female to each one of my tubs. So I'm trying to amp it up a little bit more. I guess when I was first started out, I was told when it comes to rat breeding is always try to have one breeder female for every snake that you have. So I found after this year and holdbacks and everything, I was definitely a little short on that. So I'm trying to get all that built up now. Plus, I kind of waited too long on bringing up a new generation of females. So I've got a bunch of females right now that may be a little older than they should be and not giving me very big litters. So trying to get a bunch of females raised up now to replace all of those. So that's kind of been holding me back on production as well.
My 2 females that I introduced to, I want to say like a month ago, or 2 months ago, because they dropped 2 litters, maybe a little longer, but both of them 15 plus. I'm like, damn. I was like, all right. The other one was only giving me 9, or 10, but she would give me these fat babies, but she died during pregnancy. But like, she was cool. But these ones are giving me more. They're not as fat, but whatever. What's up, LKB?
Yeah, most of the babies coming out is not that big of a deal as long as they're feeding them pretty well. They fatten up on their own pretty quick.
Yeah, I'm stoked about it.
Might have gotten to the point now where they're so old and been through so many litters. Like I'm only getting I'm lucky if I'm getting 5 or 6 a litter. So that tends to start being a problem when it comes to production. And I had 20 tubs of 3 females each. So I had about 60 breeder females. And then I had 2 more tubs on my whole back rack that I put some adult females in just to try to amp up production there. So I had another 5 in each one of those because they're bigger tubs. So I think I had somewhere around about 70 breeder females. And even that wasn't keeping up with my snakes, especially with the babies and everything. I think I had about 60 or 70 babies this year out of those 8 clutches. All my clutches were pretty big. I don't think I had a clutch under 7.
One female, the lowest one I have right now is laying me probably around like 13.
I'm talking about the rats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know with this coming up season, I'm probably looking at somewhere between 16 and 20 females going. So I'll probably have 16, 20 clutches. So I've definitely got to get my rat production
going.
So I've got some friends here that breed rats, and I can buy them if I want to or need to, but I'd really prefer not to if I can. Even buying from them when it's pretty cheap, it still gets pricey.
Money. I get it.
Of course, worst thing about buying from my friends is that, of course, they don't write me out receipts either, so it's not tax deductible. I save money on buying rats from them, but I kind of lose money because I can't write it off. So it's kind of a give and take, I guess.
You have to put you have more to put up, Dave.
No. If he's talking about my morph market, I don't. I think I've got everything on there now that I have for sale. I've actually got a few of the snakes that are on my morph market right now are some of my friend's snakes that I have that I'm holding here at my house for her. She was having to get out of breeding and needing to sell out everything, but she needed to move them pretty quick. So I took them in to my house and I'm holding them. I've had them for about a month or so now, but they're also listed on the morph market as well. They do still fall under the discount. So
Black Friday discount. You can't blame that. Like, that's good shit right there.
Yeah. I mean, at this time of the year, a lot of people aren't buying a whole lot of snakes because of Christmas and everything, but I haven't sold anything with the sale yet. But like I said, I don't have that much up on there.
Construction worker says, if that clown goes off hold, hit me up.
I don't think that will be a problem. The person that bought that one actually bought it before the whole Black Friday thing. They've got a payment plan going on that one. So I don't think it'll be a problem. It's somebody who's bought snakes before. So unfortunately, I don't think she'll be coming available.
Okay.
That's actually one of my friend's snakes too. I don't mess with clowns at all. I had a few clowns in my collection. This is one of those things that they always say, tell everybody something that's going to piss everybody off. And I'm like, my thing is always, I don't like clowns. I am not a big fan of clowns. When I first started back up breeding, I bought a few clowns to breed, and I bought it just specifically just for selling. Like I had no intention of really working anything myself. I was just going to breed them just because that's what people wanted to buy. But then kind of started running out of room for projects I wanted to run. So I decided I sold out all my clown stuff, traded a few of them for stuff I actually wanted. But I'm just not a big fan of them. I mean, there's some nice clown stuff out there. You know, some of the stuff like JKR and everything's making. But to even get to that level, it would take so long. I don't want to put that much work in for something I'm really not that much into.
I feel you. Nothing wrong with that.
Do you believe you'd be surprised at how many people they'll be like what, you don't like clowns? How do you not like clowns? I'm like, everybody has their own tastes.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
Mm-hmm. They're saying, well, I mean, the market's so saturated with so many people working with clowns anyways. I mean, even if you're working clowns, you're going to have a hard time selling a lot of them because you're going to have so much competition. So it don't hurt my feelings not to work with them.
Oh yeah. I like the clown. It doesn't bother me if you don't like it though. Like once again, I mean, you don't like it, that's cool. It is what it is. It shouldn't affect anything in the ball python community anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So for everyone that's watching right now, know this, here in about, I want to say 38 minutes about the Backwood Ballers are going to go live. That's on KY Constrictors channel. We're going to end it here soon, so make sure you guys go over there and tune into them and hang out as well. For you though, question, or more, not really a question. I need an answer. If there's something you could leave behind in the reptile community to somebody that's just now watching, it could be 5, 10 years, 15 years down the road, catching you for the first time. What is something positive that you could tell somebody about having or owning or knowledge about reptiles in period? Like just having them or breeding them or anything.
What do you mean? Like,
so just like what would you tell somebody that is just getting into reptiles?
Well, I mean, if you're going to get into reptiles, you want to get into breeding. The biggest thing you can usually tell somebody is make sure you're going to do something that you actually like doing. Don't get into it just purely for monetary reasons or whatever. I mean, I know it can be just like a job or whatever, but it makes everything's a lot easier to deal with when you're doing something that you love. So if you're gonna do it, you know, work with what you want to work with, not with what everybody else wants to work with. That would be the biggest thing. Like that's something even with me starting off back when I did, and then getting out for a couple years, and then starting back up. I still kind of, when I first started back up, I was still getting into things purely on what I thought others might like instead of what I might like. So I found myself restructuring over the past couple years, getting into just the stuff that I like to do. I mean, you can breed everything you like to do and still do well in the business part of it. Still sell. I mean, you're still going to have animals that people are going to like and enjoy. You don't have to necessarily be into the do everything morph wise that everybody else wants. You'll still be able to sell everything, producing what you want to produce.
Yeah.
So I guess that'd be my biggest thing. Just make sure you get into doing something you like, because you'll find yourself getting burnout really quick if you're just doing it for monetary reasons. I mean, it's like any other job. If you don't love it, you're going to get tired of it eventually. And that's most time that's what I see people doing. They get into it, you know, just doing it for trying to make a quick buck, and then they're not really doing something they like, and then they get burnt out. And as my buddy says, they hit that 3-year list and never hear from them again, because they don't realize just how much work it really is to do all this.
Yep. I totally agree.
Especially if you're going to breed rats, because I'll tell everybody that's one part of snake breeding I absolutely hate. I can't stand. I don't like breeding rats. I mean, I do it out of necessity and to save money, but it really is the biggest portion of work you'll do when it comes to breeding snakes. Like the snakes themselves, I hardly do anything with the snakes. Like, I mean, I can go through all my racks cleaning and everything. You know, even with 70 some snakes, I can do all that in about an hour every day. But with rats, I mean, you'll spend so much time with the rats, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, no. Every 5 days I change them out. If not, whew, that smell is horrendous.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I do mine weekly, once a week, and I've got exhaust fans set up and everything, you know, it keeps the smell out and everything. But yeah, if you got too many of them, if you're waiting too long, like I know some people wait like 10 days. I don't know how they do that, because even at 7 days, it can get a little rough at times. So I couldn't even imagine waiting 10 days or 2 weeks to clean them out. Especially when you get those tubs of 15, 20 babies, because then they really get rough.
No, yeah. I can only imagine. Like, I'm on that shit every 5 days. Cleaning those fucking tubs. Like, if not, I hate scrubbing shit that's stuck to a fucking tub.
Yeah, one thing I learned from my first go around is I actually went at my job. I made a scraper for my tub out of metal, and I have it sharpened into like a triangle, so I can just take it to handheld scraper and I can just scrape all that stuff out, dump it, and then it's just a matter of just wiping it down real quick.
Okay.
I found that process works pretty good, but yeah, that can definitely be the hardest part, because it can tend to stick to those tubs quite easily sometimes, especially when you get those mamas that are doing the rolling process and putting it all in one spot. It really bundles up really good.
So, curiosity, are you any chance into college football?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. So
I've actually got it on the background behind my screen.
So happy that Ohio State lost. Let's clear the air.
Yes, I'm a Penn State fan, so that makes me happy anyways. I hate Ohio State. I mean, technically, I'm supposed to hate Michigan too, but I hate Ohio State even worse. So it was nice to see them get knocked out.
Alabama came back and won that shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, I thought we might have finally had a college playoff without Alabama this year. That would have been nice.
Well, will they still let them in though in the SEC championship if they have 2 losses? They have to beat Georgia to enter.
Yeah. I don't think. I mean, I like to say I don't think they would make it over some of the other teams that are out there, but they spend so much time kissing Alabama's ass in that whole process that I think even with 2 losses, they may end up letting them in there if there isn't some team that is a few teams that are undefeated or something.
Cincinnati deserves a shot.
Yeah. I definitely think Cincinnati.
They went to Notre Dame. They went to Notre Dame and beat them. No other team has done that this season. When's the last Notre Dame had a home record for so long, and Cincinnati of all teams broke that. They deserve a shot.
Yeah, I think any team. I mean, I hate this whole strength of schedule and everything. Anyways, I mean, half these teams, they can't help their strength of schedule. You know, they're given a schedule, and even like with Cincinnati and the conference they're in, you know, they're not going to have a strong strength of schedule. But I don't think it should be based on that so much as winning games, because I mean, you're still playing against teams that are the same strength as you. Is like, sure, Alabama may be playing some of these higher ranked teams, but that's because they've got just as much recruiting and everything as these other teams. So, you know, you don't have all that in Cincinnati. So you may be saying, oh, well, Cincinnati's not playing that good at teams, but they're still playing teams that are pretty closely ranked to themselves most of the time.
What's up, Robbie?
So if they're winning all their games, they're still doing what they're taking care of business. They ought to get something for that.
Yeah. I mean, shit. Honestly, I'm tired of hearing about the Power 5. It's all about the G5 now. Might have lost them. Oh.
Yeah, he did for a minute. It went out for a second. I think my Wi-Fi here sucks. I'm on.
That's fine.
I'm kind of out in the country, and we only have one Wi-Fi option, and they really suck.
It's only cut out twice, man. It's good. Anyway, but I'm tired of hearing about the Power 5. What's up, my Animal House? Sporting that shirt tonight, you know. But live in 30 minutes. Don't miss the Backwood Ballers. Definitely gonna make sure this is done before then. But no, like, it's time for the group of 5 to, you know, let them have a shot. Like, I'm tired of it's always the Power 5, man. That shit's bullshit.
Yeah, I wish I'm kind of hoping they eventually expand the whole playoff thing, make it a few more teams get in, because there's been quite a few times, you know, some of these the other teams, you know, in other conferences, they would have gotten in if they wasn't just 4 teams. It'd be cool to see them expand that. I know they want to keep it down so that players aren't getting too many players or games, and injuries and everything, but I think it'd be cool to give them more of a chance. You'd be surprised on how many of these teams, if they even got a chance, you know, they'd end up upsetting some of these, especially if we've seen this year. There's been so many upsets, it's been ridiculous.
That is true. That is true. Man, I was so happy when I really was hoping Auburn with that lead at halftime, they were going to hold it. They didn't do it. I was like, you guys suck.
Yeah, I was hoping they're at least going to take them in overtime. Like especially when they get down to doing that 2-point conversion thing back and forth. I mean, hell, when you get to doing that, just about anybody can win. That one play thing, you know, it seems like it's more on chance than anything half the time.
I agree. It's the one highlight of the day is Ohio State lost. That's the big highlight of the day. Because, you know, everyone, they love to say it's the Ohio State, right? Well, you get your ass to the back of the line because you ain't making it this year.
Yeah, they're not going. They don't even get to play in the championship game this year, more or less playoffs. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, no, last year's championship, Alabama, Ohio State, no one cared. We all knew Bama was going to win.
Yeah, I mean, and Bama just really hasn't looked all that great this year. I mean, to still be as ranked as high as they are, yeah, they're winning games, or they're not winning like they usually do. Like they haven't looked that dominant.
That defense doesn't look that good. The offense looks shitty sometimes with C.J. Stroud. They don't have the playmaker. Once they play Georgia, I'm saying this now. Alabama's lucky to get 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
That's one touchdown and a field goal. I'm not joking. And I think Georgia scores 40 plus on them.
Oh yeah, Georgia's defense is stout this year, so they ought to have a good time with them. It'll be nice to see them get routed. Maybe I don't want to speak too soon.
What would be even better, because this is such a high game for Georgia, emotions run high. I understand we got to wait about a good chunk of time before we do the playoffs. But if Cincinnati does make it and they do the upset, I'm not lying. I'm taking Cincinnati against Georgia if that's how it stands. I think Georgia lives that high of a horse. I think, no offense, Kirby Strong, you're a great coach, and I know he ain't watching this shit, but I'd be shocked. I'm not saying Cincinnati does it, but if I have to lay my money on it, like point spread wise, they're probably going to have Georgia up high. I think it's going to be a close game. I think Cincinnati stuns them. I think it's going to be the first team where you actually see Georgia like they did week 1 against Clemson. It's going to be a close battle, and there's a shot that Cincinnati can do it. But even then, I think Cincinnati will choke just beating Georgia if they do beat Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely one of those situations where you get the teams coming in, they just don't think the other team's going to have any chance whatsoever, and they kind of, it's always that case where, they kind of doubt them and don't feel like they have to play that hard to beat them, and then they come out and get shocked. It tends to happen a lot with teams like that. It'd be nice to see.
Yeah. I don't know the score right now, but I'm hoping Oklahoma State's whooping Oklahoma's ass. I'll tell you that.
Actually, it's the game I've got on the background here. I think it was tied last at halftime. last I seen. It's on commercial right now, but yeah, I've had it on the background. That was the one game I was like, it looked like it'd probably be the best game of the night.
Yeah. I don't think there's too. I mean, I'm a Nevada fan, so I mean, we could have won undefeated. We're not seeing the national championship. It don't matter, right? Like, but I'm a Nevada Wolfpack fan, so doesn't matter. Once again, it's like Boise State. That was the one year though during the BCS, this 2009, 2010, when we stunned those motherfuckers. Fuck the cow. I hate the Broncos. I hate the Broncos.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a disappointing season for me. Like I said, I'm a Penn State fan. We started off really strong, got all the way up to rank number 3, and then our quarterback got hurt in a game, and we lost that game after he got hurt, and then it's kind of been downhill from there. So that was kind of a big letdown. We had a pretty strong defense to start off the season. I think we probably would have knocked all of them out if we'd stayed healthy, but there's too many people hurt, and then all this COVID crap too hasn't helped any.
No.
I'll be glad when all this stuff ends. I'm tired of seeing games every week of players that are out because they tested positive for COVID, and then they always talk about the players and nothing. They never get bad. They're not sick or anything. They just tested positive, and it seems like halftime. I swear, I call it conspiracy theory all you want to. I think some of the time they're testing people positive on purpose just to get them out of games.
I would believe that just because. Yeah, no, I see that happening.
It just seems like it's too many times there's been some big games, and it could have been some close calls for big teams, and then all of a sudden you hear about a player from the other team all of a sudden tested positive for COVID. And yet when you hear about their weekly thing, they're never sick. They never went through any symptoms or anything. They just tested positive. But it's just, I don't know. Whole thing's been a slight scam to me.
I believe it. This is the 1 year after like week 4. I won a few tickets, but the way everything was playing out, I stopped after week 4 and I haven't bet another dime, nothing on any college games and no NFL, nothing. Just because of that, like they're like, oh, by the way, it's it's a college game, so Saturday. They're like Friday night. By the way, this quarterback is or this person's out because of COVID. Oh, NFL Saturday night, just at the last second, or even game day, 10 minutes or 30 minutes before the game. Oh, this person just tested. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
This year, fuck this year.
Yeah, I think most of the bets I've done, like online and everything, when I've done the bets, I usually wait and do the in-game bets, like right at the beginning of the games. That way I know exactly what's going on with them.
Do you use William Hill?
No, I actually do. I just do the bets on DraftKings.
Okay. All right. William Hill. Well, now everything's becoming Caesar Sportsbook here, but William Hill for right now.
It's 24-24 right now at halftime. Or, yeah, started third quarter in the Oklahoma game.
Now, see, that's another fucked up scenario. All right, so Georgia's making it, right? Michigan's going to nail a spot, right?
Maybe.
Alabama has a shot to beat Georgia in the SEC and nail a spot. So Cincinnati, I feel like it's fucked up because Michigan, I believe, still has to play Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
And in the Big Ten championship, Alabama has to play Georgia. If Alabama wins, Georgia and Michigan wins, that's 3 spots taken. Georgia's going to go to 3 or 4, guaranteed to make it. And I don't see them giving it to Cincinnati. I see them giving it to, sadly, fucking Oregon. Somebody like that, unless Oregon lost today. But last time I checked, Oregon was blowing out Oregon State, no problem.
Yeah. And Oregon just ain't that good.
No. They did beat Ohio State, though.
Yeah, but even with that, like I was talking to somebody earlier about that too. Is like Ohio State just, I mean, even though they're winning some of their games, they just haven't. Nobody's really looked all that dominant, so they haven't looked that good. So even the fact
that quarterback's name
for who?
What's his name for Ohio?
I don't know. I can't remember his name.
CJ Stroud. Or is that Alabama?
No, Alabama's somebody else.
Yeah, so CJ Stroud. He's the guy that plays for Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see him being that quarterback. Just like Clemson, they don't have that quarterback anymore. You ain't got no more, Trevor. You ain't got no more Watson. All that shit's gone.
Yeah. I know they always try to say, well, one player don't make a team, but with quarterback, it really does. If you don't have a good quarterback, you're not going to have a good team regardless.
Look who joined the party. He lost the bet today.
Oh,
he doesn't have to do it. He doesn't have to do it. But I have to say this tonight. You got to say it in the chat. You don't got to join the live stream, but tell everyone in the chat I was right. Ohio State could not beat Michigan and Ann Arbor this year. See, the bet is that he has to give me a shout out for a whole year. But I'm going to drop that and just let him say you're right.
You got what you wanted already.
Yeah, Ohio State out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Shit, I honestly thought. Go ahead.
I say it would have been nice if could have gotten all the regulars out this year with Alabama and Ohio State and Clemson. All three of them being out of it, it would have been a lot more interesting. It kind of gets boring watching the same teams every year.
Yeah. BPL was right, and fuck BPL, laugh my fucking ass off. I love you, brother. Yeah, I love you too, HMP. Honestly, though, like, it scares me a little bit. It kind of makes me think, though, Georgia might sleep on Alabama in the SEC championship, but at the same time, I don't see it happening. Just because it is Kirby Smart against Nick Saban. We saw the national championship with Tua, came out, won the game, 50-yard fucking pass. Somehow nobody in the fucking area knew that the motherfucker caught the ball. But it's all good. But yeah.
Yeah, as long as they stick to the game plan, I mean, Georgia should be able to beat Alabama all day long. I just hate when sometimes you see they get in these games and then they try too hard to trade they try too hard to get fancy, I guess. That usually seems like it ends up biting them in their ass. But
I can't even remember though the last time. This is why Alabama won't win it, and this is my personal opinion. When's the last time Nick Saban won back-to-back national championships?
Hell, it's been a while. Clemson and Ohio State having big years. I mean, it's probably been, 8-10 years.
Alabama beat Clemson first year. Second year, Clemson beat Alabama.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that the first year they beat Clemson, I think, was their last back-to-back.
Yeah.
I don't think they had.
And that was when Trevor Lawrence, or no, that's when
that was
Deshaun
the quarterback
Watson.
Before Trevor, yeah.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson.
Yep. Yeah, so it's probably been a good 6-8 years.
Man, I love college football, dude. I could talk about this shit all day. Like that is like, besides the ball pythons, that like I'm a nerd when it comes to college football. Like, dude, I watch it on my phone. I got my laptop going. I got both TVs going. I'm trying to catch every game, flipping through channels.
Yep. I'm the same way when it comes to like with college football. I mean, I know I have my favorite team, but sometimes I won't even watch my favorite team if I think there's a better game on TV. It's quite often I'll end up watching some teams I don't even like just because I think it's going to be a really good game instead of watching some blowout game by my own team.
So, question, and I'm going to answer, and I'll let you answer first, though. Do you all think Cincinnati gets into the top 4 now? If you want me to go first, I'll go first. If you want to go first, I'll let you go first. You're the guest.
You can go ahead.
I say yes, but no. Here's why. Once again, if Alabama does beat Georgia for some odd reason, right, in the SEC championship, they're going to allow Alabama to enter. So that's Alabama, Georgia, guaranteed. I don't see Michigan losing to Wisconsin in the Big 12 championship, or Big 10, sorry, Big 10. If Oklahoma wins tonight and they win, if they go to the Big 12 championship, which I believe they should, they win that, they're locked in. If that happens and Oregon guaranteed wins the Pac-12, I see them bumping Cincinnati to the 6th spot, maybe 5th, but I don't see them allowing Cincinnati to join with the big boys when it comes down to it. That's my personal opinion. Because the college football committee is fucked up. That's why. But
yep. Yeah, you're right, Dad. The way I feel about it, like, do I think Cincinnati should be in it? Yes. Do I think they're going to get in it? Probably not, because the committee's so busy, so busy sucking that Big Five tit that they just they're gonna do whatever they can to get those. I mean, it all comes down to money. I hate to say it, but Big Five teams get in, that it sells tickets. And I'm sure Cincinnati would, even if Cincinnati got in, they'd still sell all the tickets, but it wouldn't draw as much money as it
Oregon,
would. Yep.
Michigan, Alabama, Georgia, like they pull in way more money. So when it comes down to it, yeah, they're gonna.
It's not just tickets; it's everything else they're going to sell in the process. Apparel, merchandise.
But Cincinnati does make it if Oklahoma loses tonight, Oregon loses the Pac-12. Michigan goes down in the Big Ten. Oklahoma does win. If Oklahoma does win tonight, if they lose the Big 12, they should put Cincinnati in. I don't know. Other than that, Baylor for the Big 12 champion this year. Fingers crossed. Hey, I mean, was hopefully. I'd like that more than saying Oklahoma. Like, I don't know, dude. That offense is always good or decent, but that defense is always shit. Always. I mean, I can't remember the last time. Even when they played Boise State, they didn't have a good defense. Boise State fucking whooped that ass. They were in the whack like Nevada.
Yeah, they always seem to get stuck having to put up a lot of points to win.
Shit, like, are you kidding me? Like, okay, here's a game that really frustrated me. Like, really pissed me off at the point I stopped watching it. Texas versus Oklahoma in Texas this year. How the fuck does Texas blow a lead like that? I'm like, I don't know. I don't get it. But that really bothered the shit out of me. I was like, man.
Yeah, that's one thing I think that bugs me about football in general is I think too many teams, they get these big leads and then they change their whole game plan and start playing a different way, just to kill time. And I think that's the thing that bugs me about football the most is why, if you have a game plan where you're coming out and you're blowing a team out, I don't care if you're blowing them out for a whole half, blow them out for a second half too. Who cares if you're beating teams by 50, 60, 70 points, do it. I don't see any point in, I know they always say, trying to keep from injuries and stuff like that too, but I think what's that?
Do you remember the last team? And there's a lot of college football teams. The last team to go 73-0 to back-to-back games, 70 plus points.
Oh hell.
And shut out back-to-back games. Shut them out 73-0, or maybe one got a field goal, but still 70 points a game. Can you remember the team that did it twice in 2 weeks back-to-back?
I want to say that I remember seeing it, but for some reason the team name's not coming. Like, I know I heard them talk about it, but I can't remember which team it was.
It was Ole Miss, the Rebels.
Huh.
They It was 2013 or 14 or maybe 12, somewhere around those 3 years that they had back-to-back weeks where they won 73 points. Like they scored 73 on the board. I was like, damn, like that. But of course, they didn't do anything that year after those 2 games. They went to shit. But
yeah. Well, actually, I think the one I was thinking of is Maryland actually did it like a couple years ago. They had like a couple games where they scored like almost like 60 or 70, like 2 games in a row, and almost blow out their teams. And they were looking really strong that year. I want to say it was a year or 2 ago.
Tua's little brother doesn't look too bad, but he doesn't look too good either.
What's that?
Tua's younger brother?
Sorry, for some reason I think my internet's messing up again. It's when you're speaking, it's just getting like a whole lot of static. Stupid Wi-Fi.
From Maryland, the quarterback, Tua's brother. I can't remember his name.
Okay.
But he's the quarterback right now. I don't know why he didn't get to play for Alabama. Probably not good enough skill set, but.
Well, one thing I am noticing now, it seems like a lot, like, you know, in the past, I feel like there's been certain schools, like every player wants to go to those schools and play. But you almost feel like when that happens, like with Alabama, could you imagine how many players set the bench and never got noticed who were probably, if they had played for any other team, probably would have been starters and went to the NFL. But instead, they went to Alabama, set the bench, never got noticed, never went anywhere. I think a lot of players are starting to catch on to that because you see a lot more players going to different schools now, or even with the transfer portal now. You see, I mean, I've seen today, like they're talking about all these Alabama players that switched and went to different schools and stuff, and now they're getting playing time, getting noticed. I think some players are starting to catch on to that.
See, there is negative though in the transfer portal. Here's why. Kirby or Riley something. What's the head coach from Oklahoma's name? Riley or Pat Riley? Pat Riley?
I think that's the NBA coach.
Oh yeah, I might be thinking of NBA. But what's the? So anyway, the head coach. There's never. What's up, Gator Fools? Holy shit! There's never been a time. Sorry, I had to smurf him real quick.
That's right.
But like he's never really developed a quarterback. He always uses the transfer portal to bring in other quarterbacks and be like, yo, you play for Oklahoma. Like, that's cool and all. But when are you going to actually build something from yourself?
Yeah.
That fits your scheme, that fits your offense. Like, I get the offense is always clicking. Maybe you shouldn't stop worrying about the offense so much. Don't worry about that. Like, Oklahoma doesn't deserve a shot. I'm sorry. And here's why. The last one from Oklahoma to do it, to make it to a playoffs, I want to say it was Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
And he cried afterwards. Because Georgia put that ball down his throat, and he cried.
Yeah, I like with Oklahoma, like everybody had high praise for that. Was a Rattler or whatever for Oklahoma they started with this year. I just like he never really impressed me that much as far as a quarterback, and I think his true colors kind of came through this year, which is why he's not the starter anymore. But
Rattler is not a good quarterback. We've seen this through last year and the year before, especially last year. Like he had to scramble a lot. I get it, but I'm sorry. It's either you have to make it or break it. Like there's people that make it in college, go to the NFL and break it. Let me name a couple. I know they're not watching, but if they ever do watch, not to bring up your name, I'm sorry, but you suck. Tim Tebow.
Oh yeah.
Tim Tebow was horrible. Johnny Manziel, horrible. Just straight trash. Like, I'm sorry, Mr. I just want to go party all the time. I get it. Go do it. Don't play in the NFL. Like
now he's doing it in Canadian League.
The list goes on and on.
Mm-hmm.
So,
NFL is just, it's a whole different ball game compared to college. Like, college.
oh yeah.
When you're playing NFL, you basically you've got the best of the best. I mean, it's just the way it is. I mean, if you're just a mediocre quarterback, you're not going to do that good against their defenses. When you're playing in college, I mean, most of these times, colleges, they might have 2 or 3 really good players on the defense, and then the rest of the defense is just mediocre. So even if you're a mediocre quarterback in college, you can still do pretty good if you got a good skill set. But once you get to NFL, it just doesn't work that way anymore. You don't see too many of those, especially with like the running quarterbacks and stuff. You don't see that work too well in the NFL because you just got everybody on the defense is just as fast as you are. You're not going to run away from them like you do in college, unless you're Lamar Jackson.
He was good at Louisville, though. He was damn good at Louisville.
Yeah, I mean, he made people when he was in college. He made people look ridiculous. Now he just looks good in the NFL. But like he made people look bad.
The thing with college, though, like when he was throwing, like when he ran, it was amazing. But when he threw and guys were wide the fuck open, he had the most shittiest fucking receivers I've ever seen. Just butter hands, like, oh shit, I dropped that. My bad.
Yep.
Like no one's around you for 15 yards. What are you thinking about? He's like, I'm thinking about scoring this touchdown. Well, how about you catch the ball and then think about that, motherfucker? Like, you know how much money I lost on Louisville? Well, not much, but one guy I won't bet on ever. There's 2 guys actually. I won't ever touch them, never again, because they fucked me so many times. Fuck Big Ben. Fuck Big Ben. And I hate half a point fucking Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
They always have him by half a point, dude, when I take him. And when I take him by half that point, it's like 6.5. You got to win by 7. It's all you win by 6. I'm like, fuck you, Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I'm a Green Bay fan, so I can feel that pain right there.
Okay, not to knock your team. It's not.
No.
Aaron, dude, man.
Well, the bad thing with like Aaron Rodgers, you can't halftime like other than this year. Like most time, you can't even blame him because Green Bay's defense, like every year, has just been shit, and that's been the biggest problem with Green Bay. Like they could put up points, but their defense was letting the other team put up just as many points. So I mean, your offense had, Aaron Rodgers and the offense had to be so point on all the time to win games. It was ridiculous. Now this year, it feels like it's been the opposite. Their defense has been really damn good. They've been holding teams to very few points, but the damn offense can't fucking do anything. It's like they just can't seem to get 2 sides together.
I agree. Well, I mean, you guys beat the Rams, right?
No, we played them this week, I think.
Oh, okay.
Who'd
you guys beat recently?
Maybe it was the Chargers.
Who'd you guys play on Monday night? Or was it a late Sunday night? I can't remember. I don't pay attention to the NFL too much. It's no fun league. They bitch and cry about everything.
Yeah, I watched that. Honestly, I can't remember. Like, their Green Bay's my team. I just don't pay as much attention to the NFL either because of the whole thing. Like, it's just same thing with the NBA. It really feels like even with both, like the biggest thing that kills me with the NFL is the whole protect the quarterback bull crap. Like, so many games are lost with that. It kills me. So
yeah, I agree. Like that's why I like college basketball, college hoops.
Mm-hmm.
The only professional sports I follow is NHL. I'm a Sharks fan.
Yeah, I mean, I watch some baseball and then some hockey, but that's about the only professional I really care. I mean, I played basketball and football in school. I've always been a big basketball fan, but I can't stand to watch NBA because there's nothing basketball related in the NBA anymore. I mean, you got these players walking halfway down the courts and flopping like soccer players, and I can't stand it. I can't even stand to watch it.
This is the one thing, though, I have to admit, and I love college football over everything, but I like March Madness that much more than the college football bowls. Here's why. At least you give an opportunity to 64 fucking teams.
Yep.
4 in the college football playoffs? Like, what is that? Like, that. See, but once they extend the playoffs and they go to 12 teams, top 12 teams make it.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing: how many of them will actually be at the group of 5?
Yeah, you're still going to see the same thing happen, and they're going to find some reason to put that group of 5 up above, or the power 5. You're going to see them find some reason to put the power 5 above the group of 5, even if you add spots.
Like Cincinnati deserves, like, hope they do. They deserve a shot. But UTSA, they choked today. They were undefeated. What happened? Like, it happens. Like, shit happens. But I believe they lost to North Texas.
Now, is that Cincinnati, you mean?
UTSA.
Oh, okay.
They were undefeated as well. The Roadrunners.
Yeah, I mean,
but even
you see a lot of those, like the teams like in the smaller conferences and everything, there's quite a few that go undefeated. I can kind of understand sometimes why they may not get in even when they're undefeated, because, I mean, it's almost like high school teams compared to some of these college teams.
What I don't understand is, like, so the Pac-12, to me, in my personal opinion, is straight shit. I don't know why they're a Power 5 conference. I'm sorry, but I don't. I think the Mountain West in my division is we beat Cal. Fresno put up one hell of a fight, only lost by 3 points to Oregon. Yeah. Hawaii beat UCLA. I believe San Diego beat US or somebody in the Pac-12. USC maybe?
Yeah, USC lost to some little team a week ago or something.
I don't see the Pac-12 being that great. I don't. The Pac-12, oh, shit. Okay, so I'm going to actually stop the live stream. No offense. I'm going to talk to you, so don't leave. Thank you, everyone that's joining right now. Please go over to KY's Constrictors channel. He's live right now with TNT Balls with the Backward Ballers. Until next time, I'm Ball Python Love. Dave, Ball in Hand Pythons, thank you for hanging out, dude. Don't leave once again. I'm going to talk to you behind stage. Thank you, everyone, for appreciating and showing up and smacking that like button. Iron Dog, much love for sharing the shit out. Later, guys.
Shall we begin?